Hello, welcome to the Ride the Wave Show. I'm your host here, Clay, and here's my right-hand man, Adam. Adam, how are you feeling on this day today?
Feeling fired up, bud.
Fired up. I am too. We had a great weekend, but first, whenever we get started here, we want to give a big birthday shout-out to Bob Weir and John Mayer.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to two legends. Hell yeah. Had the pleasure getting to see them with Andy this summer. It was absolutely awesome, dude. We literally went to Colorado, drove 17 straight hours, got there, was there for maybe 2 hours, had a beer at a bar, and I looked at Andy and I was like, dude, their first show of the tour is tomorrow in L.A. And he was like, well, how far away is that? And I was like, 17 hours. And I was like, I think I'm going to do it. And he goes, screw it, let's do it. So we go down there. We followed them from L.A. Went from L.A. to Arizona, went to the Indy 500 in Indianapolis, and then came back and followed them to Ohio. Got to watch it there. And, man, it was an amazing time. One of the best times of my entire life, man. Another big announcement. If you weren't watching our big stream on Friday, Yoda vs. Paint Valley, we're going to announce it here again. Next Monday, ladies and gentlemen, Basketball Hall of Famer, NCAA champion, coach of many NBA players, absolute legend, Gary Williams will be on the show.
Gary Williams, let's go.
Let's go. The Gary Williams is going to be on this show. It is insane. He does not do interviews, Adam.
Yeah. If you don't know who Gary Williams is, then I'm sorry. I feel sorry for you.
Yeah,
I feel sorry for you.
If you don't,
absolute legend.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you don't know who Gary Williams is, welcome back from under the rock you have been living in since probably the 70s. I mean, Gary Williams, legendary coach. Coach Shu brings up a good point. The only coach, basketball, football-wise, at Ohio State that has left and gone to another school.
On their own accord.
Yes,
yeah,
without being fired.
Yeah, many have been fired
yes.
and released and asked to let go. Only one has decided to say, you know what, Ohio State, I'm going to bigger and better things.
Yeah, and then, man, he had a lot of great Duke rivalries down there. I remember Shu telling me one time that they were playing Duke was playing at Maryland, and there's a Duke guy in the student section of Maryland student section with a Duke hat on getting shit the entire game. And he said he looked back at halftime and someone has taken the Duke's hat, put it on a stick, and caught it on fire. And was like waving it around like a battle cry.
I think I was talking to you this past weekend with you at the Cozy, and he told me that.
Yeah, we had some nice Gary Williams reminisce stories. So we'll probably have to have him on here to help talk about how great and how big of a deal this is. I mean, he is very close with a lot of people like that. Gary Williams, Bob Huggins. I mean, he's in a group chat with Bob Huggins, Jay Wright, John Calipari. I mean, he's the one and only Dick Vitale. We'll have to have him say that story someday.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, Dick Vitale went from not knowing him.
Uh-oh.
I think we hear the battle cry. It is Tony! Hey! Tony, you're actually here just in time. Now, we know you're out there saving lives. How many lives did you save today?
My eyeball doesn't talk.
I think you got down a little bit there.
What'd I miss?
So nothing real big here. We're just talking about how Gary Williams is coming on our show next Monday.
I am ridiculously excited. Again, it's one of those stupid little things, but it happens to be the first championship I remember is the one that he won with Maryland, which was awesome. You know what I mean? I was collecting bottle caps because if you got the team that won, you got to get the jersey. So I'm just like hunting down Maryland caps and different things like that. So it's got a weird little thing. And plus, I got a lot of questions. He's got
Move it to the right, to the right, to the right. Sorry, MVD's direct. All right, MVD says we're good to start talking again, guys.
His style of offense is almost like a high school style of offense, and a lot of people don't tend to run it. I think there's only been like a couple guys, like the old Jazz coach and things like that, and it's just constant cutting. And it's like a system that most people that play high school ball would be familiar with. So if you want to listen to him talk, I guarantee he's got something for every single age.
It sounds a lot like the old Mac Holmes offense, dribble drive, where it's pass and cut, pass and cut, pass and cut.
It is just and you're supposed to pick the picker.
Yeah.
So it's just straight run through, pick the picker, and it's that style. And he won a championship with it.
And, that's probably why Shu was running a bunch of his camps and had a bunch of behind-the-scenes access to, again, like we were talking about Gary Williams and a bunch of other great coaches, the legendary Billy Hahn, one of the greatest recruiters of all time, head coach down there at OUC. So it's just we sound not super excited right now. I wish we sounded more excited, but like
I think it's a respect. If I'm being honest, it's just the same thing with Dante when he came on. Like an Xavier coach talking to us, like assistant, anything. I don't care if it's the strength and conditioning coach. Like I'm pumped, and for a guy like Gary Williams again, who he's from my area. He's right across the bridge. So he's from New Jersey, but he's a Philadelphia suburb guy. So he's already there. And again, what did he do? He coached at Ohio State. Said, "Hold on, I played ball at Maryland."
That's what we were just saying. He's the only coach that was at Ohio State and was like, you know what? I'm going to go somewhere else without being fired or anything like that.
He's like, Scarlet Gray, not really me,
Yeah.
but I am a Terp. And it's like the whole thing, it's an East Coast mentality. And, like, I don't know. I'd like to ask him if that had something to do with it, but there's a lot of cool stuff with him.
So, very excited for that. Make sure you're tuned in for that next week. Now, we have big announcement here. We will have a good video from our amazing producer, MVD, but the wait is over, ladies and gentlemen. I've officially been branded by the Huntsman. I got the tattoo today, ladies and gentlemen. MVD, I sent you a picture. MVD might be able to pull it up here a little bit. Shout out to Beautifully Stained and Tank. I mean, it's
Just
right
stand
here.
up on your chair.
I was going to say it's right here on my knee, but I don't know if you can.
I don't want to disrespect it, but I want to slap it.
Yeah, please
so
don't do
friggin'
that. That
bad.
would hurt really bad.
I did a fake slap to it earlier, and he winced.
It felt like when you did that, I still got the pain without
The
you even
phantom
touching it. I was
slap.
like, "Ew." But shout out to Beautifully Stained Tank. He is a dog. I've had 2 tattoos that require color, both from him. And honestly, he'll probably be the only person I'll go to for tattoos here in Chillicothe. The only other reason I have here's the tattoos right here. Great work. You can't really see the green ribbon just because.
The more and more it heals, the more greener it gets, the more Huntington green it gets.
It's difficult with the high flare, pale skin of your pale whale
Yes,
thigh.
because it is October and I live in Ohio, so I'm not going out and being in the sunny beach every single day.
We only get out nighttime, Friday nights.
Yeah, that's the only time I have free. But want to give a huge shout out to Beautifully Stained for hooking us up with that. So if you're looking for a tattoo, make sure that you go hook Ask Tank. Speaking about our weekend, had a great game on Friday with Untitled and Payne Valley that we'll be getting into in a second for the Battle of the Gold Ball. But we actually covered some cross country over the weekend, guys.
We
so
did.
awesome.
Tony, I don't know if you heard about how awesome the cross country meet was.
I heard that you had a little spill.
So, this is what happened. We were like, how do you commentate this live? All we'd be doing is staring at a piece of grass with no one running by us, and they'd run by us for maybe a second.
Yeah.
So we were like, well, let's record it, pre-record it, put it out later, with everything like that. And so we were like, hey, let's put a camera on the back of the four-wheeler. And I was like, oh, dibs.
Yes.
So we got the stick that you put under the camera, pull it, you screw it in there, and you hold it so it's kind of like more steady. That way you're not bouncing all over the place, even though on that gator, man, was bouncing all over the place. So the first race was a little weird because the girl that won it for Untitled, I'm doing a great journalism here because I can't really remember her name right now. But the girl that won it from Untitled, I mean, they all started here like they were like in horse stalls. First time I've ever been to a cross country meet in my entire life. So I did not know what to expect. They all started in like painted horse stall looking gates like on the grass. And she is immediately in first place. By like 5 minutes. No one is near her. So it's just me and this one girl the whole race. It was just super kind of weird. It's like, hey, I'm just recording.
Hey, me again.
Yeah. Hey, still right here.
Still running?
Yeah. So then the second race comes. Dina Kid, Untitled Kid, kind of like right neck and neck. They go into the woods, and it seemed like the Dina Kid must have just murdered the Untitled Kid because he came out, and the Untitled Kid was nowhere to be seen. So I don't know what happened.
APB out on
That's what I was saying. I
guy.
don't know what happened. Check the woods. But then he was running so fast, he almost caught up to the four-wheeler like 3 times. So the guy driving the four-wheeler just was like just going as fast as he possibly can. He comes around the very last turn in front of the finish line, in front of everybody, in front of our amazing sponsor, Blake Lloyd at North Fork Animal Clinic, right in front of him. And I was like, I'm going to change hands from here to here to hold on so I'm not, fling all over the place. And as I did that, he hits that turn hard as hell, and I go flying off, top of my head, hits the ground, rolls, comes up, still got the shot. this dude behind me is like, what the hell, man?
You messaged me, and literally that's all I said. Did you get the shot?
Yeah, I did. I'm a
Damn
professional
right.
about this. But, yeah, it was a lot of fun. Adam, what were your thoughts on the cross-country meet?
Oh, I had a lot of fun, especially the camera that I was on. I was towards the end. I think they said there was like the last 800 meters. So like there was a straight stretch right off a couple curves. So I got a lot of grueling shots. Basically, my camera, you get to see how grueling cross country is because it's more towards the end of the race. These kids are like, man, let's just get this done. Well, a couple of them, a couple of the ones in front, they just didn't care.
I was about to say, there were some kids. I'm going to send MVD the pictures of the first place medalists. Again, we did amazing research by not remembering any of it because I think I got knocked out of me whenever I fell off.
The boys' race
four-wheeler.
was Richendahl.
But yeah, the boys' race was really, really close. Like I said, it was like neck and neck until they went into the woods, and then apparently Adina either hit a gear that is not made up yet for other humans, or he committed murder.
I think he's the best,
Dude, I've heard that
and it's his home turf.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like one of those
Gotta
things.
show up for
And I think the only reason he didn't do amazing in the Yoda Invitational is because like those kids from White Oak are just
dogs.
the dudes.
Yeah,
Like,
hey, the GOAT, Matt Paxton, was there on hand to watch. I don't know if he was like
is he
recruiting.
coaching up at Rio now?
Yeah. So I don't know if he's just there recruiting or what.
Just getting some views.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But he was there. We had a few girls actually from the Dina girls volleyball team step up and join the cross country meet just so they could have a team for the meet.
I may have been on the couch on Saturday, with the family ties.
Yeah, gotta have
sometimes you gotta
family time. Gotta have family time.
But I was hype when
Yeah.
I found that out. I was just sitting there like, let this be an example to everyone. It's like, step up to the plate and be nice, people.
I love how.
I loved it. I loved that what you wrote and everything like that. I thought it was amazing.
Oh, it was. It was very well written. We had Paint Valley shout out to the bias there. We did win Friday, but our middle school boys came in second there. But my favorite part was because some of them are my ex-players. They ran, and at the end, immediate vomit. I mean, I immediately just bent over hurling. I was like, yeah, that's what I like to see.
You got
so
to.
that was a good.
That means you gave it your all, bud.
It does. But yeah, coming overall, second place overall for that one. Good time covering cross country. Definitely won't be our last time doing it. It was way too much fun to not do what ever again, to be honest with you.
Yeah, we can get better at it. And if you guys ever have ideas, again, we're always open for them.
Yeah.
Maybe places for each camera, or just be like, hey, this type of shot would be the one we think would be cool.
Or maybe let Derek actually do the GoPro idea on the back of the four-wheeler like he suggested.
This is
Let smart people be
ask
smart.
Derek, I didn't break the camera.
That's all that matters.
Honestly, we've had a lot of fun just filming other sports other than football so far. So I think that's
we covered an Olympic sport, wiener dog racing. I mean, and that was amazing. We talked
wiener
about
dog
last week.
racing, volleyball. It's the second Olympic sport.
Yeah, we did do volleyball last week, which was super intense.
Hey, did you guys see flag football might be an Olympic sport?
Yeah, I did see that for the ones that's coming up in America.
Tyreek was like, who's in?
Yeah. Is there going to be a rule on that? Like, can the NFL players be like, yeah, you know what? We're just going to go dominate this real quick.
NBA players can.
Yeah, I think they were the ones
But at
that
the
broke.
beginning,
think
I
the
don't
hockey
think they were
team-
allowed to. I think at the beginning it was just
Yeah, but I think it was the same thing with hockey. I think it kind of once it broke for one, it kind of broke for all.
yeah.
I might be
But the
wrong.
thing is, I
might
think
be
with
wrong.
the NFL, it's just so different.
Yeah. I mean, could you imagine though?
Like with the NBA players, it's like Paul George, those injuries and stuff. It's just so rare. Whereas like the NFL, it's like people just they're so highly wanted.
what happens in
that
flag
was at a
football when you tackle somebody then take the flag off? Is that a penalty?
Maybe.
Oh yeah, big time.
How?
I
would
was-
it, okay.
Also, you got to think that was at a time when we were in battles with communism to try to we had
That's
to make
true.
sure America was number one back in the 80s and 90s
Damn
and
straight,
stuff. So it's a little different
Without
now. Maybe
the use
the owners.
of the sauce. Okay, there's damn Russians out there with the Yugoslav 16 freaking cords attached to his forehead.
So I think it might
Ask
be the
Sylvester
owners
Stallone.
might step up and be like, "No, you guys aren't allowed playing. We have too much vested interest in this." for
There
you
was
guys to
something
go out and
else
try to hurt
crazy that they were
yourselves."
adding to the Olympics too, right? I saw there was flag football and like a couple of other things. I want to say cricket. Is cricket in the Olympics now? Is that part of it?
I would almost think that would already be in there, but if not,
I don't think it
would
was.
see
I
that,
think
yeah.
they just added it, which I tried to gamble on cricket one time, and then I realized it's like 7 days, so I just took my bet away because I'm not waiting 7 days.
Yeah.
See if $1 pays me out 10. But getting into something that did pay out instantly Friday, Yoda absolutely blew the doors off my alumni Pay Valley, 45-7. That is their first SVC title since '98.
It's
So
been tough. It's been a tough couple of days. You got to get a Huntsman tattoo.
yeah.
Pay
Hey,
Valley
That's
lose.
mind
but the
blowing.
Browns and the Browns and Irish win for me over the weekend. Screw you, USC. Okay, go to hell. Hate you. Not a real school. Dog water. Not good. O.J. Simpson went there. Not saying anything. Just saying. We have Joe Montana. But anyways. But yeah, Pay Valley gets blown out by Union. The first SVC title for Union since '98.
That's crazy to me. Again, coming in without like any knowledge of the history, I would at least be like max 10 years since their last.
Yeah, dude.
98.
98. That's when they had Ben Hartsock too. So they had a
25 years.
yeah, they had a future Division One, future NFL star on their squad the last time that they won a conference title.
I just had an idea. I just want to write it down on my phone. Don't mind me.
Okay, yeah. So don't mind Tony, even though he's right in the middle of the camera. But yeah, '98 last time that they win. PV. What happened was PV came out. They got that interception, like you said, Adam, and then it was kind of over after that.
And well, they got that interception. Braylon had that big touchdown run, and that chip that was on their shoulder kind of disappeared.
I
you know?
agree, and I think when they got hit, the response when Newt got the touchdown, or the Newt and Unioto got the touchdown, and then they respond to get a stop and another touchdown. I think Pay Valley got hit in the mouth, and they just didn't respond.
And then everybody's seen the amazing angle D44
Yes.
Films has
The
on the hoops to
absolute
hoops
goat
touchdown.
angle I've ever seen. People are
You don't
saying
see that in high school
No.
anywhere else.
People
other
say they
than-
don't
other
even
than-
see it on ESPN sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a SVC only right now
Yeah.
because of D44 Films.
yeah. So if
Goated.
you haven't checked that out, make sure you go check out that amazing angle that Derek got. I'm sure he could probably pull it up for you because it was absolute. Honestly, it was like Jessica Simpson as a
It
watch
was
it.
brother to brother called by father.
Yep.
It's like Star
Go
Wars
watch
shit.
it over and over again on Instagram and YouTube on our reels.
Yeah,
Just keep
over
watching
and
it over
over
and
and
over.
over
It's
and
worth
over
it's
again.
worth at least 100 watches.
I,
if you
yeah,
ask
I
me.
enjoy it.
I would say. But yeah, that was a lot of fun being out there for the battle of
You
the golf
gotta
ball, man.
remember, like we keep saying they got punched in the face and didn't respond. What's nuts for me is I don't even know if it was a punch in the face because it was
Beautiful. Oh, sorry, Tony, but look at this amazing.
Bwomp, 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 bwomp.
Bong.
You can kind of hear Derek in there.
See what I love? What I love right
Go.
here.
Look at the shrug.
See,
Sorry.
I saw him do that, and
Yeah.
I didn't know who
I
he
didn't-
did it to, and
yeah.
I didn't know it was Derek.
Yes, sir.
That's
yeah.
such a fly highlight. Like when he's like 80 years old, Newt and Blake both. When they're 80 years old, they're gonna look back and be like, "Still got that fly." ass
Remember
touchdown."
when we won that? that gold ball? Monsters kid right here. What's a
He's
monster?
gonna be sitting at his Christmas dinner, all his great grandkids around, and he's gonna be looking at the roof. They're gonna be like, "What are you thinking about?" He's like snapping back to reality. He's just like thinking about that stunner play he still had back in the
Your
day.
uncle threw me this ball, son, right in the basket.
And he's gonna be like, I don't know what I was thinking
That-
about.
that's what I
don't know.
like. The little been here, done that. But yeah,
Looks up real quick. Did the ref see me?
the flag. But yeah, that was a fun time. They actually blocked off the entire section for Mrs. Woods, and then she was grateful enough to let us be there to call the game. So that was a good
Shout
time.
out Mrs.
But the
Woods.
point, don't
Oh,
forget.
shout out Mrs. Woods, my first grade teacher, the best first grade teacher other than my mom when she was the first grade teacher.
Don't forget the fumbled the kickoff.
Yes, that was a huge
I feel
play.
like that wasn't even a punch in the face. That was a massive
that
mistake.
took the air out of
And that's
that.
I think that's where that really big change was, because again, that was almost a recovery for a touchdown.
it's almost like
and then
whenever he's looking at it too.
that's
He
14
was like,
points.
"Yeah, I'm just gonna let it go in the end zone," and they just didn't.
And then he thought it would just be like, I think like an easy corral thing, but that's that practice mindset. Like I really feel like he's done so many kickoff returns, it was muscle memory, and it was just like, no, it's just,
I think.
it sucks.
Sorry,
Well, what I was going to say is, you said earlier that maybe they got hit in the mouth and didn't really respond to it. I like that Uniota definitely got hit in the mouth with that interception and that 70-yard run by
Yeah.
Braylon, and then they responded. They did respond.
Well, it was
to
a fumbled snap. It was a snap over the head, first drive of the game, remember? And he had a fall on it on like the 5-yard line. And
Yeah,
they had to-
and then they threw the interception, gave the ball back to Paint Valley, and then they got the touchdown off that interception.
They threw a pick after that too.
Yeah,
Damn,
dude,
way to
it was
come
all
back.
bad for Union at the beginning. And then I think when you're talking about the punt, a couple of drives later, we see a throw to Carson Free that's almost right in the breadbasket. You just have to pull up the other hand, but maybe the drop punt in his head, that's why he doesn't make a catch that we've seen him make over and over and
It
over
was just
again.
nuts. You just kept waiting and be like, oh, well, there's their one gimme. Like, they'll start getting it back on track after this.
It was insane to watch, man. But you know, also was insane to watch. Those backyard football games were insane. We literally saw kids playing tackle football on the concrete.
So the best part is recently I got to play with those kids. So
Yeah.
the other day when we had to make the pivot, I
Yeah.
was actually getting to go around a little bit, so I got to play all-time QB. They are savages.
Dude, we saw like an NFL blitz version, and then we saw we saw two NFL blitz versions going on at one time.
Dude, a catch. So the kid was running in the grass. Dude tosses it. While jumping the curb, so he didn't trip and fall onto the blacktop, catches the ball and then lands into the blacktop and just starts cruising.
Like,
He had enough spatial awareness to be like, if I just catch this, I'm tripping. He's just like, it was just
I
savage.
really
He's like
hope that's a
7.
young Bearcat. Or
He's like
we
7
are
years
screwed.
old.
If that's a young Sherman, we are screwed. It's like Michael Scott. I have to go out there and just put on a brave face. It's over. We are screwed.
Dude, there was a lot of bootlegs, a lot of really well executed plays by Uniota.
And they won the battle of the trenches. We talked about it before the game started. It was, we have all these weapons on both teams, the running back, the wide receiver, the quarterback. It really comes down to who can win the battle of the line, and it was Uniota all night. I mean, they were paying rent in that backfield.
I will say this. Oh, go ahead.
You're
Tom.
good.
I'm just pumped to see KB Perkins do something. He was a little silent in our other games, and we've been told he does a lot. And man, do we see it! Then him and Marcel James. But I actually saw a video of him pitching.
Yeah.
I think
Dude, absolutely.
I'm actually
dog.
pretty juiced to see him on the baseball diamond
Yeah.
too, especially guys like Caden Cutright who also have multiple sports. So I'm pretty juiced to see these guys translate.
I am
But
too.
Something I was going to say is one of the only bright spots for that Paint Valley team on Friday was that there's a lot of juniors on that team.
A lot
yeah,
of
yeah.
juniors.
A lot of
I thought you were about to see the ankle break by Braylon Robinson.
Oh my God, that was so
Ashton
sick.
Grace, I love you, and you came back and had an amazing catch right after that. But I have to say,
That was sick.
broken.
That was
ankles.
sick, dude. It was broken ankle. It was sick.
Both
dude.
of us. Ooh.
Yeah, we're definitely not hyped at all whatsoever about that.
Again, mental toughness came back, had a beautiful freaking catch maybe 2 minutes later. So shout Ashton Grace again. You know,
Now,
you got to
gotta play Southeastern. It's for the gold ball. Obviously, Southeastern hasn't had a good year, but
Man, that's
what an upset that would be. It's
that,
probably not going to happen.
it's
Well, they
probably-
would have to do that to erase the other upset of the season that they were on the losing.
If that
end of.
happens, and then Uniota beats, or if Uniota loses Southeastern, Zane Trace and Paint Valley are right back to playing each other next week for a conference title. Now, sorry Panthers, but it's probably not going to happen. But
So
it's
here's
high
what
school
I'll
football.
say.
Anything's possible.
all you have to have is some offensive weapons, and they've got
They
a little
do.
tripod out
They
there
got-
that does pretty well for themselves.
They got
so, I mean,
they
who
have a
knows?
coat right of their own. They got Cheadle. They got Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer, let's not forget,
mean,
he is one of the quarterbacks that hit the goalpost for the free pizza.
We saw Cody Swords and Jace Hurd come out
Yeah.
and kind of punch him in the mouth. You never
Yeah.
know. You know, again, I'm not saying it's super likely, but you know me, I'm also.
Well, he's talking about like offensive weapons. Adidas people have offensive weapons with Joey Francis and King out there. Almost pull off the upset of beating Piketon. They lost 41-44, but it was a lot. There's the whole game. We kind of thought Adidas was going to win that. We were kind of keeping up on it, Tony.
Again, I think it goes back to Lucas King's a freaking sophomore out here
Yeah.
still putting that
Joey
many points on the
Francis is
Piketon
young as
defense.
well.
It's just to be
How
able
old's
to
Nate?
keep up with him.
Nate's a senior.
He's a senior?
He's
Okay.
He had a touchdown run. Austin McGill, I don't know what grade he's in, but he had 3 rushing touchdowns. Absolutely insane, though. I mean, they go toe-to-toe with Piketon. It seems like for Piketon, man, once they lost to you and Yoda, it was just the going got, or once they lost, to you and Yoda, the going just got even more tough.
It did, and with a couple of players getting a little banged up, and I think Buddy had a concussion and different things. Like it got a little funky out there for a second.
Well,
you know what I mean?
it's also a testament to how good that SVC conference is. They play out of conference. They're looking like these guys are definitely like that dark horse pick wasn't looking too far fetched. It was like, oh, these guys are definitely some people to be worried about. And I mean, now I feel like they might be worried about Westfall in this Week 10 matchup.
Dude, in Westfall versus Piketon is something that's going to be fun to watch because you have a super high-powered offense versus a super high-powered defense. But with Zane Brownfield,
Ooh, Mason Thacker getting on the board too. I like to see that.
but yeah,
I like him.
Yeah, Mason Thacker.
Sorry, I didn't mean.
No. I picked him
I
up.
just read it. I was like,
no, but
I like to see Buddy getting three rushing touchdowns there. It's
Yeah.
nice to see him back on track there.
yeah, because
see
with
him
Zane
back.
Brownfield now only having to be on the defensive side, like.
Maybe if Buddy's not back,
look
Adina
at
has
eight,
the mustard to
lead
get him-
changes
yeah.
with a sophomore quarterback. Now, I just have to say, I was kind of beaten up a little bit over my quarterback choices at the beginning of the year, picking some interesting
not a
takes,
starter.
and it's just kind of crazy how I look back on it now, and it's Lucas King picking a sophomore. Ooh, so crazy. Preston seems like a really
Preston's
bad
only a
pick.
sophomore, man. We were watching him.
The sophomore that started all year.
Yes.
Not one game did he not start. He came there to start.
Yeah.
Did we mention that he started all year?
He did, and then he kind of dominated, and he kind of dominated all year. And it's great to just have that little chaser of another sophomore quarterback in Lucas King. But I don't know, it just
Might have to
sometimes
make
it's
this
just
a
that
keeper
way.
league.
Yeah, no, that's what I've been
Yeah.
saying. At least one, maybe two keepers.
Yeah, it makes sense, especially with it being high school.
If he starts next year, he'd be my keeper.
Yeah.
If Preston starts next year, like if he starts next year, he'd be my keeper.
I like King. I think that's a really,
really
solid.
like him too.
Dude.
I like him as a person, dude. When we interviewed
especially
him,
with Joey
Lucas, you're a
Francis.
cool kid, Lucas. Wherever you are, you're cool.
You're two.
Always make sure he gets his stats.
Yeah.
Love that about
Joey,
him.
you know I love you too.
No, talk about another game in the SVC, Zane Trace Southeastern. Southeastern, had, like we were just talking about, against Union next week, they have Gage Shield, Joey Pfeiffer, Caleb Cutright, all having a big game for them. But Zane Trace having just a bigger game. They win 49-16. Just absolutely too much for the Panthers. Carter Langley did not have an incomplete pass. 13 for 13, 200 yards.
Love that.
Insane.
Yeah.
Insane.
They started off slow. I knew they were not going to be in any trouble when it came SVC time because they were playing the likes of like Logan Elm and
Yeah.
other people that were just
They had a tough non-conference schedule.
yeah. I mean, they played Amanda Clear Creek that they won out of conference, but I think other than that, I don't know if they had out of conference wins. Like, started off 1-2, and now they're bouncing back. Only other loss in conference is
The
Yoda.
block punt.
Yeah.
Where are they getting the ball at?
Yeah.
Like, how do they only have like 245 yards, 49 points?
They're just
four
spraying it all
touchdowns?
over the field.
I'm just so
even
yeah, for
200 yards for
26,
Langley.
62, and 52.
Yeah.
Like what?
4 carries, 45.
There
4
you
carries,
go.
62. 5
There
carries,
you go.
26. Like,
But I just look at old Cy Stu out here with 3 for 55. Just
Cy
checking
Stu,
it
that's
down.
that's a guy close and near and dear to your heart.
Dude, that's my guy.
He is.
Cy
That's
Stu.
my guy.
Cy Stu.
So Adam, we're talking SVC football. You might as well. It's time to announce the fantasy battle royale. I think.
Yeah, so that's something we were talking about. I just recently moved back up here, so shout out me.
Shout out Adam for moving back up here.
We're all back on the
We're
home
all
turf.
back together again.
And in doing so, I kind of missed week 8. The start of the playoffs was a little rocky, and I came up with the idea, kind of like the show, the TV show, hit TV show on the FX from like 2008. It was The League. They decided to go with a battle royale. For us, it's going to be 1 through 6. The entire team counts as points.
Yeah, best
so,
ball, basically.
it's best ball, and that's going to be the winner of the champion.
So first off, we want to give shout out to
to
Terrapin Station because he just absolutely
number one-
mollywopped everyone.
the number 1 overall seed. I think it's me at the number 2. Trevor Fleely at the number 3.
Yeah.
So
So,
and then it's kind of like even there. At the
Let's
back
give
end.
Andy a congratulations.
Shout out
Andy.
Andy.
Andy wins regular season. Probably going mollywop us for the battle royale. We'll
Cheater.
see how that goes.
Please
Yeah.
don't mollywop
Collusion.
me.
The only way
Collusion.
we lose is because he cheated. I don't know
Oh
what.
God,
it
he's
is.
coming.
You colluded
Oh, no.
with him.
He's coming to mollywop
Oh no!
us.
Here comes the mollywopper, Terrapin Station.
Hey, he got it. He stuck
He
in.
didn't even want to grace us with his
Humble.
entire face.
Humble.
He
You
said
don't
he-
deserve it.
He's even a Michigan fan, so.
No,
You
shout
made a
Terrapin
trade with
Station.
him and
Great
then
play.
traded that person back to him, and there's collusion there between you and Andy. And
Yeah, I know, but I thought I was winning the trades, and I guess what? I was,
I thought he was
He
colluding
said
with
I
me.
thought I was winning the trade.
and I lost everyone.
Yeah.
Said
That's the
kid-
trophy for biggest trade loser right here.
All right, go me, biggest trade loser. Nice.
Vlade Divac retired, so every Kings NBA
GM trade ever. He's retired, so you can have
It's like,
his
hey,
trophy.
we
Is
want.
there any drinks in there?
No, there's not.
Is
We're
there?
good.
I'm gonna get a cup of water.
Get two.
Two cups.
Thanks.
You want to fill that bottle?
Yes.
All right. Look at
Shout out
Tony, water guy.
Follow the drinking gourd.
All righty. But yeah, then we go. We're talking about Westfall maybe being able to beat. Oh God, what?
Nothing. I just saw what's next on the agenda.
Oh. So yeah, we're talking about Westfall. Bryce Wickline goes 11 for 15, 208 yards, 100 yards on the ground as well with 2 touchdowns.
5 touchdowns from a quarterback for Andy. No surprise there.
Okay, so listen, everybody that is a junior, sophomore, or a freshman, this is how you have a come-out year next year. Tell Andy to draft you.
Yeah.
If you're on Andy's fantasy team, you're going to have amazing stats. So reach out to him. We'll try to have the draft before the season starts. That way you know who to tell your coach. Hey,
Or hear me out. If you're going to have a good season, tell Andy you're going to have a bad season and to stay away from him
Yes.
and let somebody else draft some good players.
Me,
not,
please.
Not that we didn't have great players. It's
oh
just
yeah, we
that-
had the best.
Yeah.
But
Andy had the best of the best.
Yes, it was a hard year fantasy for me. It was a hard fantasy year for me. But Westfall beat Huntington 41-14. Huntsman, we still love you. Obviously, branded for life here, so you can never say I hate you.
For life.
For life.
Yeah. But that's one thing I like about the Westfall team is, yeah, he had 208 yards passing, Wickline did, but he also had 100 yards on the ground. Joey Wright also had 100 yards on the ground, 3 combined rushing touchdowns for a team. They kind of spread it out. They passed, they rushed. I think they have a good balance.
And look at this. Jaden Tyler, 2 catches for 88 yards. That's 44 yards a catch with a touchdown. Joey Wright, 5 carries for 102 yards and a touchdown.
And then you got Trent Walters with 4 receptions for 61 yards. That Jaden Tower, he's somebody that I'm starting.
Oh,
I'm
go.
glad is starting to get a little bit more.
The goat with the water. As you can see, we're professionals here. We completely forgot our water. Don't worry, I'll take the Browns one.
That's what I was thinking. That was yours.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Oh, that's some good water. It's really water.
Yeah, that's good. that's good agua.
But yeah, Tony, talking Westfall Huntington, what are your thoughts on Westfall playing Piketon this week?
I mean, if I'm piked in and I'm trying to send off a lot of my players well, you definitely want to cap this game. The thing is that I would not, if I was trying to cap a season, want to play Westfall.
Yeah.
It's like
At
they want
Westfall
to.
on senior
I was
night.
gonna say, it's senior night. That's the biggest thing is that it's at Westfall. It's gonna be a hard one. It's gonna
And
be
it's
a
like
good
you want to
match.
send Buddy Wilson off right because I'm pretty sure he's a senior.
Yeah.
You want
But-
to send him off right, but it's just
Piketon to Westfall is the longest drive
yeah.
for any school. So last game of the season, you're not playing for the SVC title.
You're on the bus, lot of farts.
Yeah.
You're just losing
Speaking of
oxygen by the
farts-
time you get there.
But speaking of farts, I heard that somebody, Tony, had a shart on the way to the game Friday.
I thought we agreed not to talk about it,
We is you.
but if we must, I did have a mistake, a mishap.
You had a snicker.
I did. I was driving, and luckily, shout out to my sister, Jen. Shout out. She was actually right off a little shortcut away to help clean up a little bit. My brother-in-law had me on some dude wipes. We are not sponsored,
but he did have me on some dude wipes, especially because I started with cleaning my boxers with an antibacterial wipe that I had found under the sink until he came through with the throw through the door.
Yeah,
so
so-
shout my fam to get me cleaned up real good before heading out to the game.
Tony shit himself on Friday.
I really did. I get to my sister's, and it's funny. She was like, we're in the garage, and I was like, thank God, because I waddled in there all funky like. And you know, when you do this as a man, if there's ladies listening, I'm sorry, but I'm going to let you a little bit of man nugget here. That the way that you know if you're good or bad is if it gets through your boxers to your pants. If it is wet on the outside of your pants, you're done. You got to fully change because everybody's going to know.
Did you
They're gonna
have a
see
pair
it.
of backup boxers?
I did not.
Oh.
But did you need them if it didn't seep through the pants? Booyah.
No. That's a no.
It did not. So,
Alrighty.
antibacterial, the boxers up, kept those. Come on, there's sober kids in India and stuff. You can't just be throwing away boxers.
There's
like,
sober kids in
so-
India.
all that being said, you can't be wasting stuff like
Yeah,
that.
can't
so.
be wasting it because of
So
the
if you're
sober
gonna
kids
blow
in
up my
India.
spot, I'm gonna be honest with the viewers.
You blew up your spot on Friday.
And what I'll tell you is, I blame. I'm not even gonna say it because I love the women that made the food. I'm sorry, I'm not even gonna blow up your spot. 'Cause
Who
you blew
was
up
it?
mine. No,
Who
I
was
will
it?
not do
No,
that to
I will
Carol.
not do it.
If you know who Miss Carol is, you know where I ate. But if you don't know, you don't know.
Miss Carol blew up your bum hole.
I
on
still
Friday.
love you, Miss Carol. I still love you.
You know who else blew up? Vinton County.
Mm.
They got their first TVC title since '99. So week 1, who knew we had two teams going against each other that are going to have their first conference titles since
Showcasing the SVC versus TVC.
Yeah.
Champ versus champ. Who knew?
Adam?
I
You
did.
were at the game?
I knew.
How was it?
Oh, dude, it was a defensive battle. I knew that going in. You would see flashes of the offense. So Nelsonville, they couldn't get their passing offense going. I think they had under 100 yards total passing. But, you know, they got their rushing going. Both teams kept stalling out real close to the goal line. Vinton County got the ball to start off, stalled out. Again, it was just defense. Vinton County scored right before the half.
Vinton
Yeah, Vinton Scorny.
Vinton
Because
Scorny.
they're just scoring all the time. No, they scored right before the half, and then Hembry had a huge pick to kind of stop them, so that way they'd go into the half with the lead. Had another huge pick right as Nelsonville was knocking on the door. So I mean, it was a real hard fought battle. 13-7, loved it.
Dude, so against Nelsonville York, also like their biggest rival. It was like last year when you and Yoda and Zane Trace basically played each other for the title,
Yeah.
right? Because you guys absolutely fucking hate each other.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say it's our biggest rival. We absolutely hate Wellston.
Oh, he
100%.
said it! He
Yeah.
said it! He said the
Hey,
W word!
I'll say it once.
He said
Once
the
all
W
year.
word during
But
the Wellston week.
It sounded weird.
Ew.
So we absolutely hate them. Nelsonville, the biggest rival started because somebody in my class, one of my best friends, Jay Elliott, shout out Jay Elliott.
Shout out.
He left and, kind of made it personal. So then that's when the Nelsonville rivalry started.
All right, so it's good to beat them over anybody. And you're getting to beat Buckeyes. Always happy for you. right?
Oh, love beating the Buckeyes. Absolutely.
Another big win, close game was Courthouse beats Chillicothe at home 13-0. Chillicothe falls to 1-8. Washington Courthouse 5-4. They play Miami Trace next week 5-4. I'm pretty sure that's a big rivalry out there. Is that Andy? Is Washington Courthouse Miami Trace pretty big rivalry out there? Yeah. Huge rivalry out there. So both of them going 5-4, trying to see which one goes 5-5, which one goes 6-4.
Who's going 500 and who's going above?
Yeah. So that's going to be a good game. Washington Courthouse, Aiden Rocky Jones, shout out. You've been a huge part of my fantasy this year. I hope you blow up next year.
Shout out Gavin Kaufman over there out there, quarterback. Been a huge part of my fantasy out there in my super flex.
Now,
Austin Barrett coming in here. Wait, keep going.
now, McLean played Jackson, and that was a doozy. That McLean
And we're going
lost
to cover that one.
Yeah, 62-14. So it's no lie that obviously Friday, one of our biggest streams that we've ever had. We broke records for the number of viewers, and I looked at Adam. We're at Roosters, and I told him about that. He looked at me. He goes, and no disrespect to either school. He goes, And we're going to cover McLean Jackson.
No, I was looking at the scores on Twitter, and I saw the score, and I said, and we were going to cover McLean Jackson.
So, yeah, Jackson does what Jackson does, 62-14. I want to tell you, McLean, don't let that spoil a good season that you guys are having. You have been right there. I mean, Miami Trace, they lose by 9. That's a.
I'm telling you, I think that was it. I know they came back and won the next week. Just something about that loss changed the season. They had all this momentum and all this flair.
I think it did for
Potter
both
out
teams.
there. Yeah, absolutely.
I think it did for both teams because the Miami Trace, they lose that one. Or sorry, they win that one, and then I mean they lose to Jackson. But I mean, who in this conference is not losing to Jackson? It's kind of weird to me that Jackson's in the FAC. Like,
Yeah.
but I mean, if you're Wheelersburg or Ironton, do you really want Jackson in your conference? Like, I'm like cool with just scheduling when I want to play them.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'm not being like, hey, yeah, let's just throw Jackson on the schedule every single week. But
I
yeah,
did see something cool. Shout Jackson's kicker, Ethan Crabtree. He was 10 for 10 on touchbacks.
I'm
7 for
glad
7.
you said that, Tony. We forgot a big shout out on the Westfall game.
I was shouting out first. Ethan Crabtree,
No,
7 for 7
Fisher.
on extra points. All that being said, we like to shout everybody out there, and
Oh, no, we had a
appreciate
re-
the good kickers.
Well,
we
it's
had
gonna be,
a record breaker at I don't want to say the wrong name.
I
here,
believe
so.
it's Westfall.
Yeah, Westfall. Cardi. I don't know his last name, but on Twitter at Cardi the Kicker went 8.
Cardi the kicker.
Cardi the Kicker went 8 for 8 on PATs and field goals. Broke his own record at Westfall. So
I'm pretty sure he tied another record because he was 8 for 8 in the game beforehand, too.
yeah, his record.
Yeah.
So-
Back to back, 16 for 16 in the last 2 games.
Oh, by the way, if you actually watch the Yoda Paint Valley game that we have going on back here,
Was that the shrug that just happened?
Shout Andy real quick, not to get off topic and keep giving everybody praise, but Andy killed it on his view too.
Yes.
He really does. If you watch it from this one, I love it as well because it pans out enough. It's good to see both views, but it just happened in the background. I caught it.
Got
Shout Andy. That was really good camera work too. That whole game was. Well done, guys.
It was a great game, dude. It was a fun environment to be at, honestly. I love being at games that make it's a playoff atmosphere. It's not the playoffs.
Like that was the thing.
2
You always
playoff
be like,
teams.
"Oh, you had fun. Go look at the scoreboard." Da, da, da. And it's like every time, even when we get at a game like this, like even some of the Paint Valley fans just having fun with this. Some of the kids just
Why do you have like tattoos all over your arm?
because I have a 2-year-old.
They're
glow in the dark.
Team tatted today.
They glow in the dark.
It's not dark.
Look
time,
how
son.
freaking hard I scrubbed that one. It still didn't
It's
come
still
off.
there. It's
It's
still there.
ridiculous,
I'm
dude.
sorry, that
Back
could've-
in my day, all you had to do was take a small sponge and it would come right off. Now you got to freaking take a turpentine.
Oh, here it is.
Oh, here's the look at Newt. Drops back, brother to brother, slow mo, boom.
And there's Derek.
MVP.
And there's Derek.
MVP. MVP.
See right here, I love it because we see this. And he says, "What you looking at, Mom?"
And on this angle, it's MVA.
Yeah, MVP. So yeah, that was
What you looking at, Mom? I love that.
the game.
Well, that's what he did.
No, he did. I love it.
FAC Hillsborough beat Miami Trace. Talking about that Miami Trace team, 14-13. Hillsborough's running game still. I mean, they're a problem out there. They can't be stopped at all. So good luck, McLean, next week trying to stop those. I think that'll be a good game to end the week, end the season on. We're here to announce that we will be at the Westfall and Piketon game on Friday, guys. So shout out to them.
Friday.
Yeah, shout out to them. We'll be out there covering Westfall versus Piketon, so that's going to be a good time. That'll be the first time that we made it out there to Piketon, or to Westfall, sorry. But another, getting past that, maybe why I'm stumbling sore is because we have a guest on now that I have been waiting to talk to for a really long time. Glad to have him on here. We talk about what would it be like to start a program, right? Well, we can ask somebody because this man literally started a program here. He has been with him for 12 years. He's really been turning around. 2021, they go 1-7. 2022, they got 4-7. Played Summit Country Day, a great football school in the playoffs. Only lose by 7. Now this year, they are 1 game away from the first undefeated season. The one and only Scott Tomlinson.
Hey, thank you, fellas. How
Hey,
you guys doing
Coach.
today?
How you doing today, Coach?
We're doing good. We're doing good. The kids are in the school eating. They got the river today. Mom's club is spoiling them. They're in the school eating the river. So
Oh
it's a good
man,
day.
that sounds delicious.
Peanut butter and jealous.
Yeah, absolutely. Throw that on the plate. Coach, what's it been like leading up to a pretty big game in your school history here this Friday?
It's been. It's been a good season. It's been. We only got 21 kids on our roster. We've been lucky enough to stay healthy. A lot of people asked me before the season, how we were going to do, and I told everyone, if we stayed healthy, we'd be anywhere between 8-2 and 10-0. We've had an injury here or there, but we've been able to plug the dam, keep rolling. So we've had a really good season. We've gotten better every week. We've improved each week, and luckily so far, knock on wood, we've stayed pretty well healthy for only having 21 kids.
21 kids.
Insane.
That's wild, man. That's absolutely insane. I mean, like you kind of said, you're a couple of injuries away from absolute disaster out there. How do you handle that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the good thing is out of the 21 we have, we probably play. We play 17 of them. Probably 17 of them play every Friday night.
That's
Most of them play, even the other ones that are at least on some special teams.
Yeah.
So we got quality. Don't have a lot of quantity, but we do have good quality.
Hey.
This senior class, like these 8 guys that I've got right now, they've been starting since they were sophomores. They did have, when they were freshmen, we had enough for a JV team. So the only class that ever got to play a JV schedule, and it really helped out, helped develop them when they were freshmen on the JV team. So it's all, we've kind of been waiting for this year. Like I knew this could be a big year for us. Once these guys were seniors.
When did you know that this was going to be a good year? Sorry to cut you off, but you're playing some good schools here. You got Huntington, Southeast, and some SVC schools we're familiar with. But to me, I thought you guys were good, but the win that you guys had at Notre Dame, being a close game, 31-28, I mean, that's whenever us over here, that's when we started really hearing about, like, hey, this Eastern Eagles team is really something. Can you kind of explain that game for us in the season, like you're saying?
Well, yeah, going into the Notre Dame game, I mean, that we knew that was probably the two best schools in the league. We knew it was going to have to, that was going to probably be the championship game. What we seen on film, they had a couple of good players. They were pretty well coached, but we liked our chances, liked our game plan. And I mean, honestly, we got a little greedy early. They like to blitz, like to bring the house, and early on we were going for big plays, we were going for big shots, and we shot ourselves in the foot. We should have just kept the running game was working early. We were ripping off 5-8 yards a carry, and we got greedy. And went into halftime. We talked to the coaches. So, all right, let's just go back out and establish the run game. Quit getting greedy. Even though they're blitzing, we got a good offensive line. We're picking the blitzes up. So we came back out in the second half and got back to running the ball. And then everything just started clicking for us. And right before the half, we were down 2 scores. Right before the half, I think we might have had a minute on the clock or whatever, and we put a good 2-minute drill together and went down and scored before the half to cut it to a touchdown, knowing we're getting the ball in the second half, and went down and scored there to tie it up. So those 2 possessions were huge. But again, I don't think. I mean, give Notre Dame credit. They're a good team, but I really don't think we played that well in the first half. We shot ourselves in the foot by getting greedy. We came back out in the second half, played more of our style of football.
That's pretty savage to kind of sit there and realize you kind of make a mistake, but make up for it with some really good coaching and clock management, to be honest with you, knowing that you can get the ball back after halftime and knowing that you need that score to make up for that loss.
Yeah.
And it kind of works, too, because, like you said, they go at the end of the half to get the score, and that kind of primes you up. You do that successfully because then at the end of the game, you guys go down and get a score pretty late, right, with about 30 seconds to go.
I mean, that not gonna lie, that one had me a little worried. With 70 yards to go, 1 minute, no timeouts. But we've got a young man by the name of Tegan Warner. He's a senior, and he's probably our most explosive player. And we just knew, like, that last drive, we're getting the ball in his hands, and live or die with it. He ran a reverse. He ran a reverse for about 30 yards, and then we came back and called a reverse pass a couple plays later, and it wasn't there, and he was smart enough to pull it back down and not try to throw it, and he ran it for another 20 yards and got out of bounds. And then we were just like, all right, then we're just get it to him again, throw a slant right to him.
Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Dude, NFL coaches need to take note.
Yeah.
Like, I get so tired of, you see these Bengals coaches and stuff. Get the ball into your playmakers' hands.
Yeah.
You cannot be 31st in the league in offense when you have Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow.
Yeah, and Well, I know he's
sometimes you got to just keep it simple and give it to your dude. Sometimes,
right, exactly.
Coach Dye said the same thing. Sometimes you just got to give them the ball and let them do what they do.
Exactly. Coach, I wanted to ask you, because everybody plays fantasy football. Everybody likes to build a program. But from doing the read that we got, you've actually started this football program, right? I think I was at Paint Valley. I graduated in 2015, and I'm pretty sure we scrimmaged you guys at one point. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
We
came out to Paint Valley. We did a couple 7-on-7s at Paint Valley along the way, and I think maybe a scrimmage. And we actually, y'all beat us for the very first game in your new stadium. We came out there and we jumped out to a fast start. I think we might have jumped out 14-0, and everybody got real quiet, opened up that new stadium. And then y'all, then the wheels fell off the bus and you throttled us. But the first quarter was a lot of fun.
It's like, hey, that's the first quarter is the only one I need to hang on to. But what was it?
Yeah, first quarter was a lot of fun.
What was it like to build a program? I mean, literally from the ground up to now being where you're at.
A lot of work, a lot of fundraising. When I first got to Eastern, like I said, there was no bleachers. There was a field that they had a couple of soccer goals on with a track around it. There was no bleachers, no goalposts. There was nothing. We got the goalposts from Willersburg. Those are Willersburg's old goalposts. When they built their new stadium, we went down and they gave us their old goalposts. We put them up here. A lot of people knew some down at Portsmouth at the time. Gave us a lot of hand-me-down shoulder pads, helmets. Took a lot of donations from here and there. And we started with the junior high and a pee-wee. And we did junior high and pee-wee for 2 years. Then the third year, we did a JV team. And luckily, we had a lot of success. Our first junior high team was 6-1, and the community started to get. I was like, "Oh, wait a minute!" They started to get behind it a little bit.
Hey, we're
then
good
the next
over
year,
here.
because as long as they were winning, so they started to get. The school told me they'd give me 3 years if I could prove we had numbers. After 3 years, they would take it over. So for 3 years, I had to fundraise and do everything on my own. And our coaches,
The
people
house
were helping
that
me.
Scott Tom
Yes,
built.
the house
Are
that
you
Scott
kidding
built.
me?
Absolutely. That's awesome.
But then after 3 years, the school seen it was going well. So the first thing they did, they went down and put some bleachers in, and they built us a concession stand. But just one piece at a time, man. We're still to this day, like we're getting ready to put in another set of visitors bleachers. They poured the concrete for it last week to get another set of visitor bleachers in here. So just one piece at a time. We're still building. Yeah. This is actually our 9th varsity season this year. So
hey,
congratulations!
Give it another one. We love success stories over here, man, and especially seeing what you guys are doing this year. Like I said, I played against Summit Country Day my senior year. I don't know what they're like this year, but the year we played, they were fast and they were physical.
Right now, I don't know what they did last week. They were undefeated and ranked in the top of the region in D6 just about a week or two ago.
Yeah, and you guys only lost.
We took them to the wire last year. Like we had a chance to win. We took them to the wire and lost there at the end of the game.
Is that kind of what you knew next year was going to be good?
Well, here's the thing. We made a quarterback change. We were 0-5 last year. We made a quarterback change and put our tight end at quarterback. And if you've seen our quarterback, he looks like he played center until his freshman year. And then we let him play a little JV quarterback. We made a switch halfway at 0-5. We made a switch. So, all right, because he doesn't look like a prototypical quarterback. He looks like your right guard. He's about 6 foot, 240. But the dude can sling it. The dude can sling it. And when we made that switch, we took off. We took off. We had a better passing game. He's surprisingly good in the run game. Like he gets up to speed, he's hard to bring down. And so we won our last 4 out of 5 or whatever, and got to roll and click, and it's like, you know what, this was the answer. That was the right answer, getting him at quarterback. And we knew, especially after that last playoff game, and we knew we pretty much had everybody, most of our guys coming back, all of our skill kids came back, that this year was going to be special. Like we knew after that last season.
Is he a sophomore this year? Going to be a junior next year? Or is he a
junior? He's a senior. Dylan Morton, our quarterback, he's a senior. Yep.
Let me ask you this. You talk about making these drastic changes that are honestly humble changes, because there's a lot of coaches that I've seen in the SVC that I look at them and I'm like, man, sometimes you might need to make the change. And whether it be when you had to go into halftime and be like, stop being greedy. Are you talking to your assistant coaches and people like that? And if it's them, have they been around for a while? Like, where is this ability to make these drastic changes?
Probably playing for Rich Rodriguez in college, and I just got that out of the.
Whoa! You played for Rich Rod?
Yeah, I played for Rich Rod for 5 years.
Oh, whoa! Hey, we did not know that. How was that? I gotta ask.
Can you tell we didn't know that?
I was in his first recruiting class at Glenville State College. I was was a 4-year starter for him on the O line at
Hey,
Greenville
let's
State.
go, Scott. That's amazing. Hell yeah.
And
How was
I learned
that?
a lot.
Now
learned
I
a lot
understand
from,
why
learned
they're
a lot
so
from him,
successful.
learned a lot from him along the way. You know, if things ain't working, blow it up, or make a change. And I take a lot of my coaching style and a lot of what we do in our offense is a lot of stuff that I've taken from him in the past.
That is so awesome. Because the thing is, I just can't believe that someone is willing to be like, oh, don't get greedy. Like, to even be able to tell yourself that or even have a self-conversation. A lot of these coaches are so one-dimensional, and they want to get this specific stat. They want the quarterback to get this rushing touchdown instead of the running back that ran 85 yards to get to the 1-yard line. I just think that's awesome, man. And to sit there and say we were 0-4 and we made a quarterback change, I don't think a lot of teams in the SBC would do that.
And I feel like your quarterback's so successful because you make that change. I feel like that has to instill some kind of confidence, saying like, "Hey, this isn't working. We believe in you taking us to the next step." Is that kind of how that went?
Yeah, and it takes good kids like the quarterback that we made the change with. We had to have those conversations with him about how good a wide receiver he could be. Like you could be a really good wide receiver, you can be a top wide receiver. Well, I don't know if you know the name. Jace White is having a hell of a year this year as a wide receiver, and it's because we made that change. He flourished as a wide receiver. The tight end that we put at a quarterback has flourished as a quarterback. So it was a great change for both of them. It took. He had to swallow pride a little bit and go out to wide receiver, but it ended up being a great move for him. He's getting college looks now. Some small colleges as a wide receiver, so it worked out good for both of them.
I feel like that's something like giving up a sacrifice. Coach Shoe, my David Shoemaker was my high school basketball coach. He always said you have to make a sacrifice because if everybody's making a sacrifice, then you realize. You can't be like, oh, I'm sacrificing this, and you're not. Everybody's making a sacrifice here for the greater good of the team to win. And I feel like that's probably a big reason why you guys went. Everybody here is sacrificing. This kid was hey, I was a center, then I was a tight end, now I'm the quarterback. You know what I mean?
Hey, I was a quarterback, and now I'm a wide receiver. I know what it's like to be
exactly. So you can almost go and talk to him, be like, well, man, I'm going like this, and they can be like, well, when I was doing that, I maybe looked at this. It kind of makes you bond a little bit. I want to ask.
They're very close knit. Like I said, only 21 of them. They're very close knit. They all all hang out together. They're all in it together. They very close knit family. It makes it work.
I was about to say, with it being 21, you guys have to have some pretty good camaraderie, some pretty good leadership. What's it been like being with this team specifically?
Very good senior class. Like it was hard to pick captains. Like there's 8 seniors, very good leadership. This is the first group I've really had that, man, we couldn't run them out of here this summer. They was in here, in June. They was out there throwing pass routes by themselves. And, hey, coach, can I get in the weight room? Call me up. Can I get in the weight room? And like they all bought in. We had a really good group this summer, numbers wise. They wasn't disappearing on us like they have in the past. They bought in. So, and that comes down to your leaders. That's your seniors doing that stuff, and some really good underclassmen. So it's just been one of the perfect storms. Everything's come together this year.
Coach, it's been awesome to watch. I mean, and read and follow along with you guys, knowing where you guys have started, where you're at now.
I'm not a scientist, but I'm pretty sure if there's no football program, you can't go undefeated.
Yeah.
So you literally made a freaking football program, and in 9 years you have an undefeated season. Like you said, from junior high onto JV,
onto varsity.
I don't know, man. That sounds like a video game.
Yeah, it's literally like fantasy football.
God, that is so awesome.
Now I want to give a shout out to my staff because my staff this year. I feel like I put together a dream team. I've got an amazing staff this year. I don't remember if you remember Evan Ferguson from Piketon.
Yeah.
Good ball player down at Piketon. He's our offensive coordinator. First year, just taking over, calling the offense, doing a heck of a job. Dustin Barrow from he comes from Ironton. He drives from Ironton every day to Eastern, about an hour drive each way.
Oh my!
He played for Ironton. He played for Youngstown State under Tressel. Doing a great job with our defense as our DC. My son Dalton Tomlinson, he was a 4-year starter for UMass. He's back now coaching the O-line for me this year for the first year. So I'm kind of spoiled there with him taking over the O-line.
It's a dream team.
I see why you guys are so good now.
We've got some pretty good coaches out here right now. So I'm pretty spoiled.
Can I just come out to practice and learn some lessons?
Yeah,
that's awesome.
That's insane. That's a lot of football knowledge in one room, Coach.
It really is.
Yeah.
But so, Coach, we want to wish you the best of luck this week. We are all
thank you.
We are all turning into Eastern Eagles fans here. We will hope the best of you guys.
Any fundraisers or anything, send them our way. We'll always try to help you out with them. If you want to try to get another set of bleachers, we're in.
Yeah. Any
Hey,
shout outs that you want non-football?
We're a small school, always peddling for money. So yeah,
Yes, sir.
anything
Yes,
you got,
sir.
send our way.
Hell
Sounds
yeah,
like us.
Coach. Hell yeah.
Appreciate
Hey,
you guys having me on. Thank you.
Hey, thank you, Coach, for coming on. You were a lot of fun. I'm sure this won't be the last time that we have you on as long as you have us. So, ladies and gentlemen.
Hopefully we're still playing here in a few weeks. We'll do it again.
Hell yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, the Scott that house built, Scott Tomlinson.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
What an electric interview, man. I mean, real life fantasy football. He said, hey, we don't have a football program. Well, I'm just going to build one, and then in 10 years we'll be undefeated.
Everything they've accomplished in 9 years, not even 10 years.
Yeah,
9 years is just
it's
wild.
insane to watch. Like I was telling Adam, I remember the first year we played them, or the year that we played them my senior year. It was their first year, right? And like he said, they just had like some scrimmages and then did some 7-on-7. And no disrespect, but you could tell that was a football team that did not have a football team the year before. Like they were definitely still like kind of learning how it goes. So to see them go from that to where they're at now, undefeated season, I mean, it truly has been something amazing to watch. Now, we're talking about building a program from scratch. It's even harder to build a program from the bottom up.
It's hard to change a mentality.
Yes, it's hard
Yes,
to
it
change a
is.
culture, but there's one man that we know that knows how to do that.
Did you get to do this last time?
Oh no!
Oh, dude, it was our favorite. That was
It
one of
is
our-
the new TVC championship coach, the one and only Coach Carper. Woo! I would stand up this time. Hell yeah!
Yeah.
Hell yeah!
Also
Stand-
with him,
yes, yes.
Ashton Allman, an absolute dog on the
Coach.
offensive line.
Coach, how's it going, man? How's it feel to be the new TVC champions?
Man, it feels great, dude. It's going lovely over here. Just all good vibes, all positive energy right now. So, it's an exciting time to be a Viking. I can tell you that.
Yes, it is. And we have our former Viking here. I know he's been wanting to talk to you. I know Adam had a few questions for you, Adam.
First off, I just want to, again, say thank you to all three of you guys bringing back the gold to Vinton County. I
Do
absolutely
it again.
love it.
Give him another one. You
Yeah,
deserve
man.
it.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
You can look at them and say they weren't alive, were they? Wait,
Yeah.
99. I say, Ash, were you born in 99 yet?
No.
weren't even alive.
First one since they've been live. That's insane. So I want to ask you guys, how does it feel to bring so much pride back? I mean, we've been watching this season vicariously through Adam, and it is every Friday night, big smile on his face. What does it mean to you guys as players to bring this pride back to Vinton County?
You want me to run that? All right. I think that it's completely changed the whole program around, made the community, it's amped them up a billion%. As you notice, every game, the crowd gets more hype and hype as it goes on, and it's really a program changer. But as a player, personally, it's like you work so hard to get to this goal that it's like a weight just going off your shoulders. You know what I mean? And by all means, we are not finished yet. I'll tell you that straight from my heart. We are not done.
Hell yeah.
But I'll tell you that
He said we're not done. Yeah, we got a TVC championship. We got some playoff games.
We're
to
some
win
old
here.
players, man. You get hyped up real quick.
Coach,
absolutely.
I want to pivot here to you. You guys had a tight one there on Friday. A lot of back and forth there for against Nelsonville. What was the in game like there as the coach? Can you kind of walk us through that a little bit?
Yeah, man. It was a good game. It was a great game. It's just, we took the ball. And we're always going to take the ball. That's just our mentality. That's our team. We want the ball, and we went down, and I think we stalled out at like the 2-yard line. I think we had like a 4th and maybe 6 or something like that on their 2-yard line. We're about to score, and we just couldn't punch it in. But they made some adjustments, and they did some good things with the ball. They did some good things to stop us. I think we punted twice, but if you look at it, I think we had 380 some yards of total offense.
Jeez.
And to their 56 total yards of
That
offense.
defense,
Hey, hold on.
man.
Did you miss the first digit? Was that 300, 250, 150? Oh,
No.
just 56?
Oh, just 56,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
How's
It was just 56 yards, man. So when I seen that stat line, I said, there ain't no way. I said, there ain't no way.
he
It
thought
just
the
didn't
same
feel
thing?
like
Was it
it,
written
you know?
invisible ink there or something?
Well, honestly, one of my favorite
Right.
things was the play by I think it's Matt Hembry there on defense, coming up with 2 big picks there. I said that was something that I thought was awesome for you guys. Him coming up big with I think both those picks were kind of close to the red zone, weren't they?
Yeah. One was on.
The one was right before half when they were just throwing.
Yeah, on the
deep.
20-yard line, and then the other one was. I think the other one was at the 20 as well too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Hember, you obviously just in a mode there. Is it just, hey, it's my time to shine, or kind of walk us through your 2 big moments there?
They were in trips, and they have like 3 different combos out of it. And I looked at Clayton, our free safety, and told him that if three's running that wheel, I'm going to jump it. And he ran it both times, and it was just I got to the
Hey,
right
if
place.
3 runs this, I'm about to just pick it off because I'm a psychic and I just know it's going to happen. Like, that's insane.
Right.
Is that film? What is it to know what's going to happen there?
There's a lot of film and just running through it in practice.
Hell
And he's just like that.
I was
Yes,
like
sir.
that.
Yes,
I was
sir.
just about to
Feel
say,
like that,
it doesn't matter how much film you watch. When you cut a route, you have to cut the route. You
Yeah.
can't just. It's not just
Right.
I'm going to cut this route and you get the pick. It's not that
Right.
easy. Like,
And that
Right.
place went
Right.
electric there when he caught both of them.
Coach, I want to ask, that's a big game to play on the road against a good Nelsonville York team. How did you keep your team, prepared for that on-the-road battle?
Man, we have goals, man. Like, we have goals that we talk about every single day. And it's about keeping those goals at the forefront of your mind and just playing for your why, playing for, what do you want to accomplish? How do you want to leave your legacy? And that's what these boys were doing Friday, man. They were playing to be remembered. They were playing for their goals. They were playing for their why. They were playing for, each other. And, that's one thing that we always we talk about. Like, we meet every day before practice and we mention it, and it has to be mentioned. It has to be brought to light, because if it's not brought to light and it's not manifested, then you're going to forget. You're going to forget. There's so much going on in your life, man. Yeah, you have to make sure that you always remember the most important things in your life, and that's your goal. So, we
TJ, I
that's
want to
just
say
how
thank
that's
you
just
for
how we
one
roll,
thing.
man.
For one thing, when you were on, you had lost to Unioto recently. It wasn't the next week, but you had said you told the boys you could do everything correctly, you can try your best, and you still might not get the result that you want. And being able to do that, and it seems like they really responded, honestly speaking, because you took that loss by 1 point. Also, Unioto just got their gold ball, so your only loss is to another
Yes, sir.
really,
Conference
really
champion.
good team who didn't get one since, 98?
Yeah, 98, 99. So
Both you guys kind of broke off from that game and ended up getting your title, so you get a little bit more respect from that. But that being said, I just wanted to thank you because I actually use that line quite a bit just in my everyday life from anybody that I can kind of give it to, because I think that makes sense because the world's crazy.
Yeah.
right
It
now,
is,
and
man.
It's
It
not
is.
always going to go
It is, man.
perfect.
It is. Like, you have to put yourself in positions to be great. And, and you can't really ask in return. You can't ask for greatness in return. You just have to make sure that you're doing the right things every single day and doing it over and over and over. Because, like you said, man, there's going to be times when you're out and you are doing those things. You're grinding, and you somehow fall short of your ultimate goal. That doesn't mean to give up on what you need. That just means we need to readjust our short-term goals, our small goals, in order to get to that main one.
I hope
You know
your
what I mean?
boys are
So,
taking notes because I'm telling you, even as a grown man, I go in and I put in good work. And when your boss isn't telling you good job every day, that consistency is key. Eventually, you have to make them notice. So, boys, this stuff, he's talking about it in football wages, but I promise you, take some of these lessons with you for the rest of your life because they're freaking sweet and I like them.
Hey, one thing that you guys have to like is your last game of the season being not only at home to completely try and clinch the undefeated conference record, it's against that W school that we like to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
I want to ask
Oh,
all
yeah.
3 of you, what's it like? Obviously, still got to play the game, got to stay prepared, but what's it like getting to have that kind of moment at home on senior night against your biggest rival this Friday?
yeah, man, Matt, take it.
I think it's a great thing to have. Senior night is the best way to end the regular season, and just playing a rival to finish it, to get TVC, it's everything.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Bunch of turds out there. That's what I heard.
What about you, my man?
If you know me, I got family beef with Wellston right now.
Oh, let's go! Yeah.
It's all about it. Yeah, it's all about it. If you know my brother, you know that since I was little, I've had beef with Wellston.
Hey, who's your brother? Who's your brother?
Oh, Andy
Andy
Long.
Long.
Andy Long. The beef is coming here for Vinton County this week.
That's honestly something I wanted to actually ask you about, Ash. Is what's it like having Andy as a coach now?
Oh, it's amazing. I mean, having that family root in the team. If you know my story, I came from another school into Vinton County my sophomore year. I was a soccer player. I was a goalie. I came into playing football. And,
Wrong kind of football.
Yeah, absolutely. I came in, and Andy just kind of put me under his wing. He kind of told TJ, he said, I just want you to you take him under your wing, develop him. And I mean, ever since I stepped into these buildings, I kind of skyrocketed. It was like I was just meant to be here, you know what I mean? And it's amazing to have family roots, but at this point now, I feel like everyone's my family for real.
Yeah, man.
Watching you grow up, that's something that I'm happy to see you in the maroon and gray, the gray and the white. I love it. So you just recently accepted an offer, didn't you?
Yes, sir. I verbally committed to Campbell University.
Let's go!
Let's go!
Yeah!
Yes, sir.
Let's go! Campbell, you got a good one. Campbell, you got a good one. Hell
Absolutely.
yeah. Hell yeah.
Yes, sir.
Hey, so I want to ask, obviously, you see the smile on Adam's face. I can hear the pride in your voice. You say you come here as a sophomore. What does being a Viking mean to you now? Obviously, coming in late, being accepted by the whole community and everything like that. What's it mean to you specifically to be a Viking now?
I mean, it means the world to me. I could go out and all glory to God. If I could become a millionaire, that'd be amazing, right?
Hell yeah, same
Obviously,
here.
If you come back to Vinton County, there's always a community here for you. There's always a home, and I think that's one of the best things about our community here, is that no matter what you go out and do, you can always come back, and you have a family that has accepted you. And I think that relates to a lot of like the success that's starting to come back to Vinton County. Is these people, we left for a little bit, but we'll be back because this is where home is. This is where we feel the most accepted.
Amen to that.
Hell yeah. Adam is literally doing that right now.
I want to see a birth certificate, okay? What are you, 45 years old? You got more wisdom than I have in my entire body.
That's insane, dude.
Did you chat GPT that? How did you give such a good answer?
Good
God,
it's in
man.
his blood now.
Respect my
I love
mother
that.
of God. I love it.
Dude, I'm the kind of the same way with Pay Valley, man. Like I was born in Chillicothe. I moved out there as a kid. Like I had to be like welcome in the community. I feel in my heart.
Look,
what
I
you're
love you,
saying.
buddy. His answer was way
No,
better.
no, that's what I'm saying.
You're coming out here with I'm Pate Valley. I know what it's like. Did you hear his answer?
I'm saying I
This
can
shit
feel
was
his
hot.
answer in my heart. That was insane. That was extremely well said. I'm becoming a Viking fan just
I really am.
through you guys, man.
Sorry,
It's
Wilson,
awesome.
but I'm calling you turds all week.
Hey, we don't use the W word, Tony.
Turds.
Okay? Yes, that's what we call them. All right. So, hey, guys, we do extensive journalism here. Also, let us not forget, we will have the great Adam down there again this Friday to get you guys your pizza. So, thank you, Adam.
And I'm going to hang around and live tweet the game as well.
Yes, we will have him live tweeting. So, guys, we do very, very deep digging here at Ride the Wave Show. So, we're going to ask one question. All three of you will answer. The first one, it will be for you guys as players. Now, Coach Carp, this will be for you as a coach. What superpower would you like to have to help you on the field?
I gotta go with super speed, man. If I was like the Flash, can you imagine me as a running back? I'd be crazy.
I think that it would hurt a lot. It would hurt a lot. Let me tell you that.
You were like a thunder or
Have you
something.
ever heard of Jerome Bettis? Can you imagine he's fast?
Well, when you said you were a goalie I immediately thought quick feet. I know that would translate to football. I know with goalie you got to be quick on your feet. You got to be able to make those quick moves. So I knew it'd at least help in football. But
all righty, Coach. What about you?
Man, it would have to be like a psychic or something like like knowing exactly
Gotta know what the other team's
what the
calling.
other team's gonna do.
Hell
You
yeah.
know,
Such a
yeah,
coach
you know what I mean?
answer
Like,
right
know
there. It's like
exactly what we can do to make the right calls.
It's like, hey,
Right
coach,
now,
they're running it here.
It's
Just thought I'd let you know.
Professor Xavier type shit.
All right, and then Matt, what about you?
It'd probably be like being able to read people's minds, because like looking at the quarterback, knowing where he wants to throw the ball.
Hell yeah. It's like, hey guys, go into this guy, so be careful for that.
I mean, it's got to be something you already don't have, because
That's
apparently
true.
you
That's
already
true.
have that.
He picked this up. Guys, I don't have to wish.
Yeah,
my
he's like, I got it. I'll just tell you-
is I
yeah.
could read the minds of the quarterback.
I don't think he makes that cut without looking at the quarterback first. Just seeing, you know what I mean?
Okay, next question. Number one fast food restaurant you're going to. What is it?
You want me to run it?
Yeah.
Canes.
All right, we got a Raising Cane's guy. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
It's Chick-fil-A, hands down.
Yes! All right, I'm sorry. I'm with Coach Carp on this one. Chick-fil-A to my heart. I got it. Matt, what about you?
Oh, yeah, let's go.
Hey, he's a bandwagon.
Let's go.
Did he say Chick-fil-A?
Yeah, he said Chick-fil-A. Well, guys, honestly, every single time we get to talk with Vinton County, it's exciting. We're super happy for you guys to get your conference title, but honestly, it's even more exciting to hear you guys say that the job's not done. So good luck to you guys against that W school on Friday.
Thurs.
Yeah, we're pulling for you here, and congratulations on your title, guys.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks for having us,
the
man.
legendary, we're just going to look them all, the legendary Vinton County Vikings.
We'll say the 2023
Let's go,
Vinton
Vikes.
County Vikings,
Yes,
baby.
the new champs. What an amazing interview with them again. I'm glad I got to finally be here for a Coach Carp show interview.
My face hurts. I'm smiling so much.
How dope is he,
Dude, he's amazing.
And you know what's nuts? I never once thought somebody could outshine him in an interview.
I wish you guys could have been there for the post, because I snuck onto the field afterwards to tell them all congratulations. I was ready to run through a wall when he was just talking to the kids after the game. I couldn't imagine being there at halftime or like the pregame speech, just the after, like the "we're not done yet" speech. Goosebumps.
You see how my
Goosebumps.
wall just had to get sanded and everything over there by the. That's because I listened to his interview before this and had to run through it.
Yeah,
because-
that's why we put the TV up. There's a Tony-sized hole there.
Yeah, because I was like,
Covered up.
But man, that shit was insane, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I love just having him on because I'm like, all right, now I can get through the rest of my week.
Yeah,
You know?
dude, it really was, because it's the truth. Like these things that he says, like people always don't realize, like you don't have to have some specific, have to be like, oh, this applies to work life. This applies to this. Anything can be whatever you want it to be.
Yeah.
If it's be happy, it could be happy here, be happy there. It's just like, I feel like some of these lessons that he says, you got to take throughout your life, no matter what age you are.
And it's not just it proves too that you don't have to just be a great X's and O coach, which he is, but you have to be able to lead men.
You got to have that charisma.
Yes.
The Riz, as kids would say.
Yes. Now, somebody that does have charisma was Deion Sanders, but does Colorado stink now, guys?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think that.
Quick with that answer.
Yeah, I saw it earlier on when I was doing my reading of what we're going to be talking about today. I don't think they stink. You know, like he said, get yours now. This is the worst they're ever going to be.
Yeah.
You know, so I think he's going to have a couple seasons before he's going to be like
My
championship contender. But I think they don't stink.
My favorite thing was I saw someone ask him, they're like, hey, you're going to sign a lifetime Colorado contract? He goes, why the hell would I do that?
Yeah, lifetime's not in Deion Sanders' name.
Yeah. Now, if you have young ears, I'll give you a minute to pause and turn away. Fuck USC, okay? Blew them out. Notre Dame absolutely destroyed the Trojans. I don't care that we lost to Ohio State because we just beat Caleb Williams, the #1 overall pick, so bad that he's probably not even a Heisman candidate anymore.
Yeah.
How'd you guys feel about the Notre Dame game, Tony? Wake up. Wake up.
Hey,
We're still talking about
what
Notre
did you
Dame
say?
being great.
So my whole thing is like, why can you come in with this energy and be like, F USC after you win? They lost to you. Why? Like, you come in after like these horrific losses,
Yeah.
not to mention, like, and it's just like F USC, F you. And it's
Hey,
like,
that's our big. That's our
USC's the
Michigan.
worst tackling team in college
I
football.
would come in
It
and be
means
like,
nothing.
F
I will
Ohio
remember
State.
this when Ohio State beats Michigan.
I don't know.
Hey, air
yeah.
quotes.
Yeah.
Air quotes.
I'm on Team Andy on this one. We're go blue, big blue over
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Go Temple.
He said no.
Derek said yes.
We're about to start a war
No, he said
here on
no.
the chat. But
He said no.
USC, our biggest rival, we blow them out. They can suck one, Caleb Williams. Sorry about it.
I did kind of like it too because it's just that train's kind of getting a little bit
Yeah,
overdone.
overdone.
He had Drake London, and I know there was kind of half a season, and it made him look good because Drake London had like 16 touchdowns in half a season.
They also
and
had
then he comes out.
a St. Brown on that team as well. I know they
Yeah.
played together.
Yeah.
I don't know
Ohio
how many
State,
seasons, but
talk
they
about
did it.
trains. They beat the Boilermakers. So they blew them out. So Ohio State got their win.
Purdue more like Perdon't.
Good one. Good one on that one.
Appreciate it.
Oregon
I do like that.
lost a thriller against Washington. I wish that Washington quarterback stayed at Indiana just because I'm an Indiana pride guy. But now, full Husky fan for the season. Is he winning the Heisman,
I don't know about that. It's too early to tell for me personally to give an opinion on this one.
Tony?
Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah. I mean,
Speaking of close games, though,
I am
Make
a
wide
realist.
receivers great again.
I'm a realist. He is an absolute dog. I will say that. Now, what was your
that Rutgers USC game or USC Michigan State MSU?
Yeah, that was insane because of that. Like, it wasn't even an onside
It
kick.
was 24-6. They botched a punt for a touchdown. Rutgers got a touchdown, and then it was like a squib. It just bounced up at the 20, and right when Michigan State player went to make a play on it, just Rutgers bounced on it. Knocked him out.
Legendary comeback.
Yeah, legendary comeback.
USC something else legendary. MVD, can you pull up that link I just sent you before the coaches came on?
Is it the
Dude,
RTSports.com?
No, this is the greatest TikTok of all time. Okay? So imagine you're making a TikTok of just being an idiot, throwing a football into a crowd, right? But also imagine if someone else is making a TikTok at the exact same time. Watch this clip. Eagles fan, by the way. So, look, throws the ball. Someone else TikToking right here. Look at his face. Look at his face, bro. Absolutely. Look, this chick gets absolutely murdered. I mean, and boom.
Oh, that was
Location is so key. It is just,
dead-eye.
Dude,
Just point on the
The
cheek.
New York Jets need to call this guy. I mean, he's the one coming in to save yours. Bam! Right. Look at the guy's face. He's like, did that really just happen? Yeah, so guys, I saw this. This was one of the best clips I had seen in my life. MVD, we sent you this one too. Dylan Brooks got fined because he likes to grab balls.
dude, it's literally what's nuts to me is
Literally,
like this,
what's
it gets
nuts?
so annoying to me is the whole NBA community is like, he's gonna go to the Rockets and have a resurgence first in game.
Resurgence of ball.
Yeah, you're just like, what are my guy? You gathered like 5 fans, and it's just straight noogies first game. Like, stop.
Like,
God, I want to shout Croctober coming. It's still coming.
yes, Croctober is still coming. You guys saw it last week.
October.
No.
Oh.
Can you imagine getting?
Can they see
that
this
was
stuff
it.
right now, Derek? Are you just
Go back to
through
one,
stuff?
Derek. That was it. Yep. That was it right there.
Yeah, that's the crotch grabber 3000.
Yeah.
But what about the
Dylan Brooks get fined $25,000, reported from TMZ,
Not enough.
for grabbing nuts.
they
Yeah.
seriously were like,
That's
Trying to
sexual
talk
assault,
him up.
brother.
That's assault, brother. But yeah, that was honestly insane to me. Something else that was kind of insane: the Long Island High School cancels rest of soccer season over systematic and ongoing hazing.
What is it, Northwestern out there?
Yeah, I was about to say, what the hell?
I'm about tired of it.
I'm about
You
to
know what I mean? I read these articles, and it's just, come on.
It's
And like,
already
it's
hard
not
enough.
even creative. It's just mean.
It's already hard enough to get some kids out to play, sports in general, let alone if you have to go through hazing.
My whole thing
Right.
is that some of these coaches know about it. They don't know to what extent it's happening, but they're like, oh, they got to write a passage,
No
write a
big deal.
passage. How about you teach respect like TJ?
Yeah.
Like, Jesus Christ, that's what real coaches do. You know, somebody was talking to me, and we were doing this metaphorical thing about the Halloween parade and having our own flow for Ride the Wave and different things like that. So, and I was like, man, like, yeah, like, well, who would we have and what would be cool and da-da-da-da-da. And they kind of started to talk about coaches and stuff. And I'm like, hold on, buddy.
Hold on, buddy.
I don't know if I like a lot of them. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's rub some dirt on it, or it's your senior year, you better play. This ankle injury is going to affect you the rest of your damn life, kid.
Okay? So just because your coach tells you need to fight through it, if it's hurt, man. Okay? I like the toughness. You got to be cool. I know it's your senior year, but be smart about this stuff. I see the hazing stuff. The coaches suck at patrolling it, so get better at that. And the kids, get creative and learn respect.
Even if it's, the only real hazing I'm okay with is stuff like, seniors get their bags carried by the freshmen, stuff like that.
Yeah.
The freshmen have to bring a PB&J sandwich to the seniors on game day or something like that. Something like
If you wouldn't say it in front of your own parents, like
Yeah.
that's the hazing I want,
Yeah.
and it
Yeah.
should like if I was a thing, I'd be like, damn, I was a freshman once, and I'd have to carry a bag. But like when you're throwing stuff over stalls and different
Yeah.
stuff, like
I
let
was a
it go,
freshman once.
dude.
I got beat within a bloody pulp.
Yeah.
And was in a coma for
What
2
is this,
days.
Dazed and confused.
Might as well I go
You
ahead
just
and do
sit
it
there and you're
somebody
like, what-
else.
Like seriously, when you get a little bit older, you look back and you're like, what was I doing? It's just the hazing stuff. Just
You know what we need to do to the hazers? They need to put this in the battle royale.
Get 'em
about to
out.
draft. That's what I think we're about to do. You guys ready to draft?
No.
Yeah, well, what draft do we decide
right.
to go
Bullies
with?
get bullied.
This is
where
what
we're
we're
from.
going with today because we talked about we are going with an NFL mascot battle royale.
Okay, I didn't know
Alrighty.
we settled on this one. I like it.
Yeah,
That
I
was,
think-
it was my vote.
Yeah, so what we're doing is we're drafting the NFL mascots. We're going to put them in a coliseum, and they're going to fight each other to the death, and we're going to draft our team.
To
So,
the death.
nice prop.
Appreciate it.
So, what are you showing me dog buttholes for? He just said, hey, you see
Regret-
dog's asshole? Here you
Regret
go.
that I looked.
Where'd that tab come from?
Why is that just open on your phone?
What is going?
So that's why you were late, huh? Oh, my goodness. Alrighty, so I'm going to go with the first pick. I think I got to go with...
Oh wait, this is in the Roman Coliseum, as always, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
just
it's
making
in
sure.
the Roman Coliseum.
As always, the only place to do battle royale situations.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Okay, so I think my first pick, I got to go with the Chargers, right? Because I get a lightning bolt. How do you defeat a lightning bolt?
I just imagine it's a bunch of people charging
But their mascot is a lightning bolt.
because they're fast. That's the Flash's logo.
Well, maybe a terrible first pick, but I have to go with the Chargers.
Clay, mine's gonna be on pick.
Huh.
It's like an electro. Yeah.
Yeah, so touch it and you'll die from electricity. Alrighty. Tony, you're up next.
I don't really know what it is, but it sounds pretty savage, and it could probably do some voodoo.
Voodoo? What is it?
Demon Deacon.
That's
Well,
college.
we're going
We're just
in
doing
NFL.
NFL.
Oh, NFL. Well, I
Yeah.
didn't know this shit. I blow.
I
Every,
just said
how
it
do
3
I blow
times.
every draft.
I was thinking the same.
Jesus Christ.
It's on brand.
All
for you
right,
to
I'm
get it wrong.
going. You gosh darn right. I heard it back there. Garen Barris and the New England Patriots.
No.
The reason why?
No.
Because I'm an American.
No.
American girls.
I hate
and
this.
American
This is bullshit.
guys.
This
They
is
always
bullshit.
Tim
And-
McGraw and,
And I'm
stuff.
proud to be an American.
This is
Patriot.
bullshit.
Is that your
McGraw
pick?
plays
Yeah, the
some
Patriots is my
baseball.
pick.
Who?
Oh, you picked Mel Gibson. is what he
When
said.
was that?
The Patriot. It's a movie. Kills a bunch of
Oh,
redcoats.
I like
in
that
it.
one. That is actually based on Francis Marion, one of my favorite historical figures. He was known as the Swamp Fox.
So you go with the Patriots. You steal Adam's 101. Adam, you got 2 picks here. Who you going with?
Well,
American guy.
I'm gonna have to go with the Giants.
Good
Stomp
pick.
out the Patriots.
Good pick.
Definitely in the Super Bowl 2 times.
The only problem is they're going to tear a hamstring immediately. They've been known to do that, but big old Giants, big old
Giants.
hamstrings.
Then for my second pick, I'm gonna pick the Vikings to lay siege upon you guys.
Alrighty. So you go with Giants and Vikings. Tony, you have the Patriots. Who's your next pick?
I think I want to go with I'm going to like combo.
Okay.
I'm going to go with the Broncos. 'Cause
Okay.
the Patriots can ride the Broncos.
That's what I was hoping you were gonna say when you said Garen Varys.
Okay. Alrighty. So you
Even though
have
he
the
played for the
Patriots and you have
49ers.
the Broncos. I got 2 picks here. Are we going 4 or 5?
I like the 5.
5? Okay. So I'm going to go with some aerial attack. And I think...
That was exactly what I was reading when
It
he
was
said
either
that.
him or I'm going to go with the Eagles solely to take it away from Swoop. And then
I love Swoop.
And then after I have my aerial attack, I want to have a jungle cat. I think I'm going to go with a jaguar.
Jaguar.
So I'm going to go with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Because the Jaguars.
Hey,
are
no
cool.
helping, Andy.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yeah, Andy. The Jaguars are killing. All righty, Tony, you got Patriots and Broncos. Who you going with your third pick?
Rawr.
What-
I just love doing
The
that. I don't
Lions?
know why. No, I'm going with Hurg me matey.
The Pirates.
The Buccaneers.
Oh, yeah. The Buccaneers. All righty, so you go with the Buccaneers. You're going up against his Vikings because you have the Vikings and the Giants. Who are you going to go with your 2 picks here, Adam?
Well,
Squab the poop deck you catted dickies.
I'm gonna have to go with. I'm gonna have to go with the Bengals.
The Bayou Bengals. All righty, so you're going with
Bengals.
the Bayou Bengals. And then who you going with your next pick?
Oh yeah, I get 2 of these things, huh?
You do.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna have to go ahead and take a look ski here, and I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Maryland Lions.
Going with the Lions against my Jet. All right, so you're going with 2 jungle cats. All righty, Tony, you got your pick here. What's up?
What's the Jets? What's their mascot?
It's a
They're
jet.
a-
I was thinking
is it a
about
jet?
ours
Can I do
over
that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
The New York Jets would be
Sweet.
Jets. Okay.
Yeah. So my Buccaneers would be on the Jets. And now I have 2 combos. I've got a
Okay, okay.
ground assault, aerial assault.
All right.
I
Okay.
was gonna make a joke.
But I don't
that said
also.
poor taste.
Man, I really.
Okay, so I need to combat your Broncos. So I'm going to go ahead and get me some Cowboys. Cowboy, baby.
I like that.
You
he's-
kind of rescued the pick with the Kid Rock song, but you're still wet.
I like that he picked Patriots to ride Broncos.
Mhm.
I loved it.
I loved it. All right. I'm going to finish out my draft with. What is this? I don't want to pick the Saints. I just wanted to say that they came marching in. I'm going to go with the almighty, everyone is afraid of. Let's go with the Bears.
Boo.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Bears because it's a bear.
Boo.
And Dwight Schrute told me to be afraid of bears. So
Bears.
Alrighty, so
Battlestar
I
Galactica.
got Chargers, Eagles, Jaguars, Cowboys, Bears. Tony, you got the Patriots, Broncos, Bucks, Jets, and
I'm gonna go with the. Do I have to go with this little? Is that?
Yeah.
I want the Buffalo Bill.
He's going with the Bill.
I'm pretty sure the Bills are a quartet group.
No, it's a buffalo.
That's the
They're in
Bengals.
Buffalo.
But that's their logo too. It's a bill.
No, it's a buffalo.
Yeah, a male buffalo is called a bill. Everybody knows that.
I think they were called the Bills after a quartet group.
Nope. Nope.
What?
What are the Browns named after?
The Browns.
Shit.
Alrighty, so you got Patriots, Broncos, Bucks, Jets, Bills. Adam, you got Giants, Vikings, Bengals, Lions, and
I'm gonna have to go with Raiders.
Raiders. I was wondering if somebody was going to get the Raiders there. Alrighty.
You
What is
ever
it?
heard this?
Ghana Buffalo.
Yeah, guy on a buffalo. Guy on a buffalo.
Never heard that before. Well, now we're going to get sued.
This is
Oh.
YouTube.
Wait. That's my guy right there. That's the
my
Buffalo
guy.
I want.
That's your Buffalo Bill
Yep.
right there. Alrighty, guys. Well, that will wrap up another episode. I
And
don't
I'll
wanna say
take the
good.
Saints. Sir Saint.
You don't have
Yeah.
another one.
Draft's over. You free agents.
Draft's over,
What's
boys.
the ultimate pick, Derek?
Pay attention.
Those are just people. They just work in a warehouse.
Who?
Yeah.
What is a packer? It's better than packing fudge.
Yeah, it's Fudge Packer.
Alrighty, so on the note of that, Tony, what did you learn on today's episode?
What are we packing?
Cheese.
On today's episode, I learned that Tony can never get one of these drafts right.
Yeah, I think I'm
I was late.
Episode.
I tried my best.
I learned that Eastern has the best coaching staff ever.
Yeah, that's so sad.
God. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to the Ride the Wave Show. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at Ride the Wave Show, Twitter at Ride the Wave Show 2023. Make sure you go check out our website, rtwavesports.com.
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 rtwavesports.com. And make sure that you check into our YouTube channel because this Friday we will be covering the Westfall and Piketon game. So make sure that you're tuning in for that. It's been a pleasure as it is every single Monday. Peace out, Girl Scouts. Woo!